Hannah stepped into the bustling room and knew she had made a mistake. A huge mistake. She should have stayed home. Instead, she was at a fancy cocktail party packed with some of San Francisco's finest. Her best friend Flo was already sipping a drink and chatting with the bald-headed gentleman. Probably some Silicon Valley tycoon she wanted to snag as a client for her real estate firm. This was the only reason Flo came to these sorts of events, and usually she dragged Hannah along on the promise they would have a good time. But now, Hannah was alone and watching a man maneuver around a waiter and approach her with a haughty, overstated gait that seemed like a desperate plea for attention. "Hey, I'm Blaine." He flipped his blonde hair from his suntanned face and grinned with the confidence of a man well aware of his Ryan Gosling-esque appearance. "And you have to be the most beautiful woman I have ever seen." The most beautiful woman. Hannah suppressed a snort. Did men ever tire of doing that? Spitting lies and cheap lines at women as if they were items and the currency for purchasing them was deceit? "Get your woman here." She imagined an enthused merchant at a bazaar saying, "2 shining lies for 1 pretty woman." Hannah presumed her father had done the same to her mother, spun the sweetest lies and the slickest pickup lines, right before he knocked her up and took off. "I'm sure you get this a lot," Blaine went on, his gaze shifting over Hannah. "But you look so exotic. What are you? I mean, race." He brought his wineglass to his lips, sipped, swallowed, and smirked. "What are you mixed with?" Hannah hated that question, but concealed her annoyance and offered a routine response. "I'm part black and part white." "Yeah, but what's your ethnicity?" As Blaine proved, some people were never satisfied with Hannah's routine response. "What's your ethnicity?" Hannah hated that question more because although she had the answer, she didn't really have the answer. She could tell people about her American mother. That part was simple. But what could she tell them about her Nigerian father who she'd only met once? What could she say about his Yoruba culture she knew nothing about? What's your ethnicity? That question also indirectly asked her another. Who are you? And similarly, Hannah had the answer, but she didn't really have the answer. She sighed. She should have just stayed home to work on her article before the deadline on Monday. Better yet, she should have volunteered at the youth center like she did a couple of times a week. Rather, she was attending a cocktail party in a luxurious penthouse that, through its floor-to-ceiling windows, had a spectacular 180-degree view of the San Francisco Bay Area. The interior, with its pale settee that curved into a sphere and its textured wall coverings that made the space seem somewhat alive, combined simplistic sophistication with a dramatic flair. It was a setting Hannah did not fit into. She glanced at her ensemble of a white t-shirt and a leather pencil skirt and sighed. Her outfit could not compare to the designer cocktail dresses that clung to the slim figures of every woman in the room. And her red 9 West stilettos, which were rubbing against her sore toes and surely cleaving a layer of skin, could not compare to the Christian Louboutin pumps, with their signature red soles reflecting on the polished floor. Hannah had felt chic when Flo picked her up. Now she felt inferior amid all the glamour.